I'm Joseph Coelho. I'm a children's author and poet. I write books for kids. What I love about writing books and poetry for kids is that you really get the opportunity to play. There's something about a young audience that is so receptive to new characters and strange new worlds. And you get to have a lot of fun, and you get to become a kid again yourself through the writing. So that's what's always appealed to me about writing for young people. Henry and the Lions Christmas Feast came about because I got a lovely invitation from Chatsworth to write a new book that would inspire the Christmas decorations that are held here every year. And I jumped at the chance because it was such a wonderful and beautiful challenge, and I got the opportunity to come down to Chatsworth during the Christmas decorations and to join the visitors going around the route, seeing the beautiful decorations and seeing how people inhabit and experience the space. And I was really inspired. I got some great ideas, especially like going through the sculpture gallery, which is sort of behind us in the library here, when I saw two giant lions at the end of the tour, and felt that they need to be in a book, and that became the wee little lion that we have here in Henry and the Lions Christmas Feast. It was also inspired by the life and the story of Henry Cavendish, who was a scientist, did this amazing scientific feat of weighing the world. So with the help of the Chatsworth team, I got to find out and research lots about Henry Cavendish and his scientific endeavours, how he was really interested in the makeup and the nature of air and geology, and how he often wore the same style of coat. Yeah, as soon as his coat became old, he would have a new one made in the exact same style. So all the elements for a character were there. So it was so lovely, kind of bringing a bit of Henry Cavendish's story to life through this picture book and poem. I'd heard about Chatsworth, but I hadn't visited. It was on my list of places to come visit. I've heard wonderful things. So arriving, as you come over the hill and you see Chatsworth, from a distance, it's so impressive and it literally takes your breath away. So that was so lovely to experience that for the first time, knowing that I was coming to be involved in a project that would give me the opportunity to write a story inspired by the space. Well, I started reading about the life of Henry Cavendish and got some wonderful information from the Chatsworth team here about his life and about the different scientific explorations he went down. He was quite a particular character who very much kept himself to himself, but was interested in all different types of sort of scientific inquiry. I did a deep dive into how he managed to weigh the earth, which he did by building the sort of outdoor apparatus and using steel balls and a balancing system and spying through a brick wall at a I think it was a steel sphere, and looking at how one sphere attracted the other. It was just incredible, and to be able to somehow, through science, deduce the weight of the earth from that very complicated experiment, I thought was amazing. So it was so lovely to create a story about a character interested in science, and a really lovely opportunity as well, because there's rightly so a push for stories around STEM subjects, around science and technology and engineering, to get more young people interested in these areas, and to let all young people know that it's for them, and there's a wonderful, exciting new world to discover. I certainly learned a lot. I'm very much an artist, but have dabbled in the sciences, but it certainly got me very inspired finding out about Henry Cavendish's various experiments. I think what captures kids' imaginations about science is the discovery of the unknown, being able to unearth nature and life's mysteries, the fact that you can repeat an experiment and get the same results again and again. There's something very comforting in that you can start to unpick the world and the makeup of the world. I think is really alluring. I think children naturally have that curiosity. It's picking up stones, pebbles on the beach, it's finding insects in the garden, or asking those strange questions that kids might ask. I remember asking my mum when I was a kid, I said, how do pigeons know that you're behind them without seeing you? And my mum said, they turn their heads. But of course, what I think I was getting at was kind of extrasensory perceptions and how animals are able to sense you and what have you. But I quite liked my mum's answer. I discovered the Chatsworth lion for this book by exploring Chatsworth House and looking around the grounds and going through the sculpture gallery and seeing those two massive stone statues of two wonderful lions which see you off as you finish the tour around Chatsworth. And they're so characterful. They're sort of these big sort of loping sort of lazy lions that are sort of resting as you leave the sculpture gallery. I thought it'd be great to put them in a book, but to sort of turn things in their head slightly. I thought, wouldn't it be interesting if we had a tiny lion? We always associate lions with big beasts, big large cats. I thought, wouldn't it be funny if this huge house had a tiny little lion that sort of skulks around at night and gets up to mischief? And I thought how interesting it would be to put the Chatsworth lion, this tiny Chatsworth lion, and Henry Cavendish sort of face to face and give them a little adventure together with, of course, a menace of mice, because there are lots of mice in this story that get up to their own experiments and their own inventions. I think the magic ingredients that make a Christmas story really special are things like food. I think food needs to be there. Winter, it being cold, getting that sense of snuggling up by a fire or under a blanket, kinship, family, friends. So I tried to pour all those things into this book because we have the little lion, the Chatsworth lion, and Henry preparing for a big midnight Christmas feast to which everyone is invited. So I want to get a sense of community. But of course, we also have the Christmas staples of elves and Santa, of course, and there are snow people doing snowball attacks. So it was a great deal of fun getting all those Christmas elements in, as well as plum puddings and those sort of traditional Christmas foods that we often think about this time of year. When I first saw Vivien Mildenberger's illustrations for Henry and the Lion's Christmas Feast, I was amazed. I think she's done an incredible job at bringing these two characters to life. I mean, look at that lion. He's got such a wonderful mouth. You can see he's mid-roar there. And I think the way she's kind of shown Henry with the weight of the world on his shoulders, I thought she did a gorgeous job. It really brought to mind Christmas. Her illustrations are just very welcoming and sort of very, very soft around the edges, but also have a kind of zany element, which you especially see with the little lion character and how he comes to life and how he gets up to mischief, and of course through the mice as well. It's incredibly special to think that my story will help inspire the decorations at Chatsworth this year. I can't wait to go on the tour and to see the decorations in place. It feels like a great honour, and I'm just so delighted to know that thousands of people are going to be walking around Chatsworth being inspired by Henry and the little lion and the mice and all the Christmassy mischief that they will get up to. I would like visitors to take away joy. I want them to experience the decorations and to read the book and to see Vivien's wonderful illustrations and to feel a real sense of Christmas joy and to get that, that excited, bubbly feeling you get when you know Christmas is around the corner. I hope that visitors come to Chatsworth, see the decorations and get that feeling as they're going around and leave wanting to eat nothing but mince pies and Christmas pudding. I feel it's so important that young people have access to places like Chatsworth and to museums and galleries and libraries, because art and books and stories are made to be shared, and they need to be shared widely. Through art, through books, through gorgeous architecture, you get to not only broaden your horizons, but to find out more about the world beyond your own doorstep, to find out more about yourself as well as other people. So I think for all those reasons, it's really important that young people especially get to have lots of different experiences, and through kind of easy access to a huge variety of artistic institutions and landscapes. I think you can really help inspire and ignite creativity in everyone, but especially in children. What I love to do every Christmas is, I haven't done it yet, I need to do it, but I like to make my Christmas pudding early, not my Christmas cake. One year I did manage to make it about 4 months early, and then of course you feed the cake over those months so it can mature in flavour, and that was great fun because it really sort of builds up the Christmas joy. So I like to do that every year. I quite like baking. I've got lots of different Christmas cake tins. So I've got one that looks like a little house. I've got, what are they called? The Bundt tins? They're called Bundt. They're called Bundt tins, aren't they? The round donut-shaped tins. I've got a few of those in different designs. So I'll be making Christmas cake and getting that ready so it's nice and gooey and rich tasting for Christmas. I'll also be rereading Dickens' A Christmas Carol. I like to do that every Christmas. And I like to take time to reflect on the year gone by and to look forward to the year to come. And I'm getting into the habit now of making plans, scheduling in free time and holidays a year in advance so that everything else can work around that. That's my top tip. Over the Christmas period, I, as well as rereading A Christmas Carol, there's a few things I like to watch. There's a series of Christmas ghost stories from like the 70s and 80s, which are a bit creepy, and I guess in line with A Christmas Carol, which started that tradition of Christmas being a time for sort of Christmassy ghost stories. I quite like things like that. I have a whole anthology of Christmas ghost stories, which I quite like to dive into. But I also like to watch things, The Lion, the Witch and the Wardrobe, that always gets me into the Christmas mood. They're sort of childhood films, Never-Ending Story. There's something about those, I don't know, it takes me straight back to being a kid again and getting ready for Christmas. At my Christmas feast, I would have several varieties of Christmas cake and Christmas pudding. Some with like sozzled plums and candied fruit. There would have to be a lot of candied fruit. Oh, I really love Brussels sprouts. I didn't when I was a kid, but I love them now. So Brussels sprouts done in various different crispy ones, boiled ones that are slightly fried, ones that are a little bit raw in a salad. Stuffing, there's got to be lots of stuffing. I do like a bird inside a bird inside a bird. So yeah, probably like a goose crown with a turkey inside, with a duck inside that. Who would be there? Oh gosh, but like anyone from history, or everyone, the whole Chatsworth team and film crew, of course. Friends and family. And if I could have anyone from history, oh gosh, who would I have? I'd probably have Dickens, because that'd be quite fun and interesting. It'd be great to have like Sir David Attenborough to maybe live do the voiceovers of the animal documentaries that will undoubtedly be on during Christmas.